I'm glad I can laugh after last night, Washington. I'm glad I can laugh. Listen, it was a disaster for the Nationals. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not a big Nationals fan. I like them. I love Davey Johnson. I love Bryce Harper. I really like the team, but not like the Orioles. Of course, I'm watching the Nats game after my heart was broken with the Orioles. But what in the world happened at the end of that game? The thing that got me, guys, again, this is Bruce Posner. You're listening to Kelly and Associates Insurance Group TerpTalk. The thing that got me is, why did Davey stay with Drew Storen? I mean, he didn't have it last night. And he might have gotten a few bad calls, but after they tied the game up, I don't care who you bring in. There's no tomorrow. Outside of whoever was scheduled to start, you bring them in. I don't care who it was.
Well, it's interesting you say there's no tomorrow. They would have played tomorrow if they win that series.
No, they would have played today because it was midnight.
That's what I mean.
Right. So in other words, I don't know if their first game is today or whatever, but it's immaterial. But so be it. Last night, Midnight Madness. We had a great week. Got a chance to sit down with Mark Turgeon, and when you spend time with Mark Turgeon, and you don't get to spend time with him too often, okay, you really get to know why he is so successful. He's a wonderful guy, and one thing that came out of my time with Turgeon in the past week is that his quote where it says, "Maryland is a great job." Obviously, we're referring to Maryland basketball. The national spotlight is coming. That was a headline on my blog. And let's start off with you guys. Tell us, let's do a review of Midnight Madness. And before I turn the mic over, the guys were there yesterday, the Roddy Peters and Phil Booth. Hopefully we've turned the corner on Roddy Peters. We've gotten past the fact that maybe he wasn't the first choice, but let me tell you, to be second choice to the Harrison twins is no disgrace. But Romello Trimble, Phil Booth Jr., 2014, Obi Inechiniya, however you pronounce it. Inechiniya.
I guess Alex Len taught you how to pronounce that?
Yes, Alex. Hey, Alex's English is great. I mean, think about it. Put yourself in wherever he's from. All right,
The Ukraine.
The Ukraine. Let's see how you speak after a year. Ukrainian.
I would need another Charlie over in the Ukraine to get my Ukrainian statement up to speed.
Dion Wiley, and from DeMatha Johampton, Lonnie Moore, and there was many more guys there. You just don't know who they. I didn't know who they were. That's where I got from Terrapin Time. So we'll start off with Wayne. Give us your take on Midnight Madness last night, or March Madness.
I'll go for. Hopefully, Midnight Madness does lead to March Madness for the Terps. There were a lot of recruits out there. Everybody you just brought up is a top 20, top 25 player, so that's a huge difference. I thought the team looked fantastically different than it did a year ago. Everybody's hit the weight room. It looks like a junior camp for the NBA now. It's a much different looking team. I was there with our videographer Mason, who said, "Oh my God, we look like Kentucky. Everybody on that court could really play basketball." Yeah,
the depth is there, and let's hear what Turgeon had to say Tuesday when I had a chance to talk to him for a couple minutes.
Coach, look back on the past year from the day you started till now. What have you learned about Maryland, about the university?
Well, what I've learned is I love it here. I've learned that I have administration on campus, not just Kevin Anderson and Nate Pine and Kelly Mertens, but President and President Lowe and people underneath them, that it's not their number one concern, men's basketball, but they do know it's important for the university for us to be successful. So I feel like I have a lot of people on my side. I felt like from day one that people have accepted me from the first day, and I don't read all this stuff. There might have been a few that weren't too happy about it, but they've been behind me 100%, and now I can actually put a name to that person. So it's been an amazing year. I mean, not only have you had to ground yourself in Maryland basketball and the former players and the boosters, alumni, and all that kind of stuff, but you also had to ingrain your family in the community and get to know the church and the school and the people there. So we've gotten a lot done in 15 months, 16 months, and we've done so much more off the floor than we've done on it. It's not even close, and that's probably what I'm most proud of. And I like the relationships that we've built so far, and I can just watching that grow is going to be a lot of fun.
Is your growth timetable better than you thought expected it would be?
I don't know yet. We'll see. You know,
There is a honeymoon period.
Yeah, and there's no question, and I understand that. I've taken over enough jobs to understand that, and what I don't want to do is get the cart before the horse. I think last year when we lost to Georgia Tech, I was like, are we ever going to get this thing turned around? You know, I felt like they were better at every position almost except for Terrell. You know, we only had 3 guys signed. I was like, oh my gosh, are we ever going to, I mean, this is going to be, you know, because pretty soon these people around here aren't going to like what they see. So for us to be able to, some guys moved on, sign more players. As far as the number of new guys, that's further along than I thought it would be. I mean, I feel like I recruited Nick. I know Nick. I didn't recruit Nick, but I feel like I did.
Re-recruited him.
Yeah, I mean, when he decommitted, you know, it was pretty tough time. Yeah, it was a pretty tough time for me. So to be able to re-recruit him, sign Alex, there's really only 2 guys on the team, James Bassett and Pichon, that I didn't have a lot to say in. So I feel like we've changed that quickly. So that's ahead of schedule. I don't know about what's going to happen between the lines. Hopefully that's ahead of schedule, but we'll see.
How crucial is it that your practices this year, no offense to the walk-ons, but you've got 10, 11, 12 real players per se?
It should be different. They already, you know, the short time that we get with them a week, it's already different. I feel like with the addition of Dez and Evan late and Logan, and of course Charles, we have 11 or 12 guys that, you know, 6-on-6 or 6-on-5 or whatever, I think it's 11, that are quality ACC players. Some are a little bit better than others, but all guys that can play at this level and help us win games. So practice will be a lot more competitive.